square root of a number means you are given the square of the number and you have to find the number, right? Let's write an example. If you write square of 2, how do you find it? You multiply 2 by 2 and you get 4. So finding a square root means you are given a number whose square is 4. You are asked the number. We use this sign, square root of 4. That is, you have to find the number whose square is 4. So we know because 2 into 2 is 4, 2 square is 4. So the square root of 4 should be 2. Another example, you see the square of 3 is 9. Well, this implies square root of 9 is 3, and so on. So actually finding square root is the inverse process of finding square. We just do opposite of finding square. So we get square root. Well, can we say square root 9 is equal to 3, and is there only one number whose square is 9? Well, let's consider negative number. Minus 3 times minus 3. What do you get? Minus 3 multiplied by minus 3 is also 9. Can we say square root of 9 is negative 3 also? Because it is negative 3 square. Square of negative 3 is 9. Yes. What we want to say is because the square of negative 3 is 9. This means square root of 9 is, we also have seen that the square of 3 is 9. So this says square root of 9 is 3. Square root of 9 is 3. Does this mean that square root 9 is plus 3 and minus 3? Yes, both the number 3 and negative 3 are the square root of 9. Similarly, any perfect square number has two square root. One is positive, one is negative. But in your syllabus, since we are considering square of natural numbers, the natural numbers are positive numbers. So we will take their square root. We will confine our answers to the positive numbers, and we will say square root of 9 is equal to 3. We will not consider the negative number. Okay, so the square root of any positive number is a positive number. All right. Now, why do we need to find the square roots? Let's take some examples. Suppose you are given a square field whose area is, say, here is a square field, and its area is given. Area is, say, 144 meter square. Now you are asked the perimeter of this square. Well, we know the formula of area of square is equal to side square. Square of side. That side of this square, each side be a, small a, right? Now the perimeter would be sum of these four sides, that is 4a. But we need to find a first. Here you are given area and you are asked side. So, well, you will say the side is equal to, or small a would be equal to square root of 144. To find square root of 144, we can see which number's square is 144. Well, we remember because we had done this before. 12 into 12 gives us 144. 12 into 12 is equal to 144, that we know. It means 12 square is equal to 144. This also means, now we will see the inverse method. I will say square root of 144 is equal to 12. What does this mean? It means side of this square is 12 centimeter. Oh, it's in meter square, so it will be 12 meter. So if the side is 12 meter, what would be the perimeter? We were asked perimeter, no? Let's write it here. Therefore, perimeter of the square equal to 4 times a, p for perimeter, 4 times a, that means 4 multiplied by side, which is 12. So perimeter should be 48 meter. Remember, unit of area is meter square and unit of perimeter is meter. Okay. Let's see one more example of finding square and square root. Suppose you are given a rectangle whose length is say 10 and width is 8. Let's say this length is 10, width is 8, and you are asked what is the length of its diagonal. Well, we have Pythagoras theorem. We will use Pythagoras theorem here. So this is a rectangle A, B, C, D. Its length and width is given, diagonal is asked. So since this is a right angle triangle, so you can say AC square according to Pythagoras. Pythagoras said hypotenuse square is equal to sum of square of other two sides, AB square plus BC square. So that would be, let's take the different measure here, say 8 and 6. Let's say this side is 8, this side is 6. So AB is 8 square plus BC is 6 square. So 8 is square of 8 is 64 plus 36, and 64 plus 36 is 100. So what do we get here? We get AC square is equal to 100. Now AC square is given, means square of a number is given, and we are asked to find AC. So AC would be square root of 100. Can we find a number whose square is 100? That would be the square root of 100. Yes. So yes, we know, because since 10 square is 100, since 10 square is, I can write like this, because 10 square is 100. So this will imply square root of 100 is equal to 10. That means the diagonal of this square is, this implies, or therefore AC would be equal to 10.